Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hey dudes at Ringside Crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenny Santana here.
This is Alfie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Ringside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dicker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Tasman inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe the Panther, the Bird. And now from the top of Metal Mountain all the way out down to all 50 states and all the solar system, it's the hippie heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? How's it going, bud? How's it
Not
going
too
today?
much, man. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see everyone.
Yeah, it's good to see the crowd. Hey guys, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our guest today has something a little in common with us. So let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the international Swiss superstar, Michelle Green.
Hello and good evening. Hi dudes at Ringside, how are you doing?
We're good. Welcome.
I thought it was a Swiss sensation.
Swiss sensation.
Oh yes, it is. You're my number one favorite Dudes at Ringside podcaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, Michelle, if our fans are not familiar with it, I don't know why they're not. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I am the international Swiss sensation, Michelle Green, a superstar speaking 5 languages. I'm brilliant and beautiful. And I'm here on a trip to the United States. I'm training here in Knoxville with Dr. Tom, the best of the best, to become the best of the best in pro wrestling.
Awesome. We had another an indie wrestler that trained with Tom Pritchard. She just graduated actually with Tom.
Yeah, Kelsey, right?
Yeah, Kelsey Magnolia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was cool we got another one of his trainees. That's so cool that we hope to have more in the future. Have more people from Tom Pritchard. Even maybe if he's not busy, we'd love to have Tom come on the podcast someday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a busy man. He coaches. Spends a lot of time coaching, of course, the next generation of superstars. And I've trained in Switzerland, where I'm from. I've trained at WXW in Germany. I was also in Mexico, and I trained with Skyday. And then I was in Texas training with Thunder Rosa and with Jazz and Rodney Mack. And they were all like these magical tidbits that I was picking up all over the world. And then I came here and it finally just like kind of gave me the wand to like put it all together. And so I trained with him in the fall. And now I'm back for another bunch of months here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was watching one of your other podcasts. You actually also trained with Kane as well.
Yes. The school is Dr. Tom Pritchard's and Kane's together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like training on the side of Kane? Like this, is he like a tough teacher, or is he like easy going?
Most of my classes, of course, have been with Dr. Tom Pritchard. Also because Kane is the mayor.
Yeah.
So we've seen him briefly in a few sessions, and just very kind. And yes, passing on the knowledge to the next generation. And it's wonderful to have the chance to learn from the greats, right?
Yeah.
Because that says like once I decided that I was going to quit my marketing job at home and go full throttle into becoming the best pro wrestler that I can be, I always seeked out the the creme de la creme, the top teachers, because I feel like I want to learn from the best, and then if I can create my own spin on things with time, that would be very excited. And unfortunately, my show tomorrow at TCW has been canceled, but there are several shows coming up in the next few months here in Tennessee, as it looks like also in other states. So I'm excited to get out there and meet all Americans and fans of Dudes at Ringside.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we have a lot of fans from different states and different like countries, so you never know. You may bump into one of our fans. You never know.
So you're in Pennsylvania, Joe, right?
Yes.
And where are you, Metal Geek? Where are
I'm
you
from
at?
Long Island. Long Island, New
Oh,
York.
okay.
Yeah, so
There's a lot of really good indie promotions on Long Island, Michelle, that maybe you should put on your list when you want to add to the list to the New York side. One is Victory Pro Wrestling. It's on Long Island. It's that roster is like white hot. It's very good, and they let you run with your gimmick, and they let you go to town. They're really good. And
Creative Pro is another one, but it's a school.
Creative Pro Wrestling, that's another one.
It's a school,
also
though,
a training school too.
But yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting. Yeah. I mean, I traveled over the ocean to come here. Like, what's a little overstate traveling?
Exactly.
I'm sure it can be arranged.
Yeah. There's also Outlaws, the new one.
There's another one. It's called Outlaw.
Yeah.
There's I saw you made the top 10, the list. Just saw it in your story today. I'm like, wow, congratulations.
And of the top wrestlers.
Yeah, I saw that on your story.
Yes, it's a Mask Toys. The guy that makes it is a big fan, and I've actually also met him when I was in Brownsville. There was a show for Three Bad Promotions, and yes, so he always makes his own 500 best wrestlers in the world according to him, and so I was very thankful for the support that included me.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so cool that he got you. You're in it. And there was another girl I saw that was from Germany that messaged us today. She's in the top 10 too. She's the only German wrestler from Mexico. I can't think of her name.
Kat, probably. Miss Kat?
Yeah, I think it's Kat.
Yeah. I meet a lot of people, but I'm quite good with names, so I know who it is, yes. Yeah, she's a sweetie, Joe. You should definitely have her on.
Yeah. Have you wrestled? What was it like to wrestle in front of a crowd?
It was like your
I think it's very exciting. It's about time they saw what I'm all about and what I can do in the ring.
Awesome.
Yes, no, I love entertaining people, and it just makes everything make sense. I mean, of course, the wrestler life, it comes with a lot of upset, but also with a lot of sacrifices. And when I'm in the ring, that's when I'm like, yes, and that's why it makes sense, and which just really fills my heart with joy. I don't know why they boo me all the time because I'm fabulous. But I mean, as long as I get them to feel something, and they know in their heart of hearts that they're coming to see me. So
Exactly. You sell tickets, right?
That's right.
So, I noticed you could speak Spanish. You speak 5 languages. So, have you ever thought of going to try to get into AAA wrestling?
I love them. I do actually speak Swiss German, English, Spanish, French, and I'm learning Italian because my hobby is Italian. So I'm working on that. So I just was over Christmas. I was also in Italy, in Rome. Food is so good.
Oh wow.
A lot of pasta and pizza, and gelato is actually my favorite food. So that was exciting. And over in Mexico, there's so many different promotions that are very exciting. Yes. Currently, my focus is obviously more in the States, which is why I'm here and here training. But I would love to return to Mexico. I lived there for 3 months and trained every day with Skyday. A lot of the people that I had the pleasure to train with are in AAA. So, for example, Toxin, Latigo, Commander is also on there. Met Pagano, Iwana. Yes, a bunch of the people that are there. All very sweet, and I'm so happy to see them kick ass and have their success.
Armand wants to know if you ever had fig gelato.
You know, I used to be very like experimental when it comes to taste of gelato. But in the end, I always like my favorite was chocolate. So they usually have like 5 different kinds of chocolate, and I'm like, okay, I will definitely have just gelato that's from chocolate, and then I just pick them. Sometimes it gets so boring, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? I know what I like.
There you go. There you go. My girl at the a woman.
What are your favorite ice cream flavors?
Me, Geek, you go 1st.
Half-baked ice cream from Ben & Jerry's.
Okay.
Joe?
Me, I love strawberry ice cream. I don't know if it's the chunks or if it's just strawberry. That's the way that I'm also a very picky strawberry person. It's like certain companies do it. They don't do the justice to strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like just the pink. And it's just like there's no strawberry in it. It's no taste.
Traces of strawberry may be included in this product.
Yeah, it's like did I not pay for like the strawberry? Do I have to pay 5 cents extra to get the chunks? Like what's going on?
Yeah. People in the chat. I mean, you guys could join too if you want to. So
yes.
If you want, we would love to know what you guys' favorite ice cream is.
There's
I really like sour cream ice cream. It's actually very refreshing. Ooh, and then I like tea, so like green tea and black tea, like Earl Grey ice cream. And I do actually have an ice cream machine at home. It's like this big, and it's like I have to always think like from kgs to Libra. So I think like more than 20 pounds. So it's rather heavy, but you can make like real nice ice cream with it. But yeah, it's in storage at the moment since I'm here.
Sounds like we're gonna be hanging out with Michelle Green eating ice cream, taste testing all different ice creams.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like on a very strict diet, obviously, because you have to be in fantastic shape to like do all the training that we do and to also look the part. So whenever I'm at the Walmart and I see like the ice cream aisle, usually I don't torture myself, but when I'm feeling extremely sadistic, I walk by the aisle and I'm like, you know, when like the cat or the dog is like wanting to go outside, but Ken is like against the window. That's like me. I'm like, I'm like, I want to take you home, and I want to take you home. But I can't.
And don't deny me. Give me a shopping cart.
It's like the ice cream's knocking at the window. Say, please,
Michelle,
free me, Michelle.
Take me, no, take me.
I want to take all of you home.
I'll take you home. And it's funny with me. I love strawberry ice cream, but like, I don't know what it is. There's a really good ice cream place by my house called Ben's Fresh, and they make really good milkshakes. They're like award winning. I love strawberry, and then I have them put the fresh chocolate, like chocolate syrup, so it makes a chocolate strawberry milkshake with the chunks of strawberry in it. So good. So bad.
Okay. So is anybody else getting hungry and the craving here?
Everybody does that to me. They're like, Joe talks about food too much. I'm like, you can't talk about food that much. Food's beautiful.
Well, we all eat every day, so I don't take issue with that.
All right. Hey, my friend Mike. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, dude? So we're talking about our favorite ice cream. So if everybody in the chat has a favorite ice cream from either Ben & Jerry's, Edie's, whatever it is, put in the chat.
What is everybody's favorite ice cream?
Or flavor.
Or flavor.
Or flavor.
Yes. I'm curious.
Yeah.
And we had right here, the mod loves Netflix and Chilled from Ben & Jerry's. There you go.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes. I've had that too.
There's so many different brands now, as I mentioned, like different like Edie's, there's Ben & Jerry's, there's
As a treat, I do like Halo Top actually.
Halo?
I was very excited when we got it in Switzerland. It's like more protein-based ice cream. And they have salted caramel. That's quite okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a country you haven't visited yet that you would love to visit? Or
Top done pretty good, I think. We counted it the other day since we have long road trips. I think I've visited about 50 countries so far.
Wow.
So that's a third. So that's pretty good, right? Let's see. I've never been to Canada, actually. I think it could be nice. I always imagine it like a variation of Switzerland, just with like bears in the forest. And
brown bears.
Yeah, Canada gets cold.
But I mean, yeah, I'd love to visit there, I think. And then for Europe, everything's very like pretty close together. So I've been to most places there.
Yeah.
I was lucky to go to Japan once for like a student exchange. So that was very nice. But it was actually before I got into wrestling, else I could have got to some shows there.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think I'm mostly pretty covered on the countries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever gone to Greece yet?
Yes, I have.
Greece? Okay.
A bunch of times. Their food is really yummy too. So like eating some gyros and stuff. And the beach is quite nice too, but there's not that many like sad beaches in like that side of Europe. So more like Spain or Italy. Italy is very nice. Yes. And yeah. So I obviously am a women's wrestler, and I was love to talk about women's wrestling. So I wanted to ask you guys actually something. So what are y'all's current favorite women's wrestlers?
Right. You go first, Geek.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. You go first.
Mine is Bailey, even though Bailey's been on the shelf because she got hurt. But I kind of makes me sad because when anybody gets injured, you get sad. But I like Bailey when she started, but I like her now. I like her heel persona, the way she used to be the sweet, bubbly, slap bracelets. Now she's the laughing, and she whenever someone says something, she'll laugh at them. She wouldn't say she laughs at them. It's it's perfect.
I would say.
How about you?
I would say Io is probably one of my favorites right now.
Okay.
Io and Charlotte probably. Charlotte's probably one of the best in the game right now. Right.
Oh, it's exciting. Yeah, for me it's also Charlotte that I think is the number one queen. But I also like on the face side, obviously Thunder Rosa is fantastic.
Definitely Thunder Rosa.
And she's doing also a lot like to grow women's wrestling all over, which I think is also very admirable.
Yeah, who's a dream match you would love to face?
Those two.
Those two, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Those two would be very exciting, I think. But like in general, I just enjoy being on stage and having matches, and I think you can always learn like from any performer that you share the ring with, but even more so obviously with ones that have more experience than you. I think that's extra exciting.
Everyone always gets mad about Charlotte getting all these opportunities. I go, doesn't she deserve them? You know what I mean? Doesn't she deserve them? Am I right or wrong? I think she does.
I think she does, but sometimes the certain situations, there's a lot of other wrestlers, younger wrestlers that should be able to get that push that Charlotte Flair's getting. Like, give her the shot, but like try to help out a wrestler that probably wouldn't get that push unordinarily in the words adult life. Like normally you won't give like what's the name of the girl on Raw that keeps losing to Becky Lynch? What's her name? Liv
Morgan.
Yeah. Like, I hope they eventually give her the title and not just you missed it. Oh, you missed it. You know what I mean? It's like give her an opportunity.
I mean, didn't they give Becky Lynch the opportunity at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Right? Who was in the match?
Ronda Rousey and
Charlotte Flair. Exactly. Two of the best in the business, and who came on top? Becky Lynch. So they kind of put her over in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And Sasha and Bianca had like a huge WrestleMania moment this year. You obviously also just like by comparison, right? There's less women in the roster, but there's also comparatively less matches on the cards with women. So if you had more matches, you could tell more stories, thus building different characters in like a broader aspect.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously what I'm rooting for.
Exactly.
Definitely. Like that's what I always say to Geek when we get a lot more of the female wrestlers on our podcast, because a lot of the male wrestlers don't answer, and the female wrestlers, I feel these days female wrestling doesn't get the credit it deserves. It doesn't matter just from America, anywhere in the world. We help them pretty much get their name out there by having them on the podcast. It doesn't matter if they're from England, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. We're getting their name out there and getting their name in the propeller of wrestling, the wrestling world of the indies. And so people are like, Michelle Green, let me check her out. Oh, okay, cool. She looks like a good wrestler. I like her gimmick. I like her character. I like her storyline and stuff like that. We're helping. We're like the new helping hands that everybody doesn't know. We're the little helping hand that's like, here you go, get on the ladder. You know?
And I think it's exciting for everybody because we just share like the passion of wrestling, right? In the end, that's like wrestling works because it's passion and because it touches our emotion and it makes you feel something. Whether that be, and it takes like a village to put on a show, right? Like if nobody's building up the ring, nothing's happening. Nobody's checking the tickets, nothing's happening. If nobody's taking photos or writing or discussing about the events, the same thing. Like there's so many different aspects about it. So whether it be as a fan or as more active part, like behind the scenes, like just that's what's gonna make our business grow. And so can only encourage everybody to if they're into wrestling, find a way to be part of it and support wrestling in general.
Yeah, totally. That's totally right, Michelle. Like it's if it wasn't for the people behind the scenes, there'd be no ring. You'll be sitting just on you'll be sitting on a gym mat with ropes around you saying, okay, those are our ropes. What? Like there we go. And for the fans, they pay their money to get in the arena. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be in a gym. You'd be in a parking lot surrounded by security. Like, whoopsie. Yeah.
So, what would you say some of your favorite matches are growing up?
Well, I've been watching wrestling for about 5 years. So I think that's a lot different to most people's story in the sense that I think like the 90% of people watching wrestling nowadays have watched it for like more than 10 or 15 years. Would you think that's fair?
Yeah,
I would say so.
So yeah, there's just obviously much more for you to pick from. I did obviously like this year, if I'm thinking this year, Thunder Rosa against Britt Baker in the Lights Out match.
that was
I think it was just
year.
like history making. Well, yeah. Now that we're 2022, you're right.
Yeah.
I think the Lucha Bros against the Young Bucks was very exciting.
We watched that together. Me and Joe watched it.
We watched it actually on StreamYard. Remember I was telling you in the chat, we watched a wrestling, Geek watched a pay-per-view together on StreamYard.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
With me having a grandfather that was a luchador, that match brought tears to my eyes.
Probably was the greatest match.
To see a luchador. I was telling this to Geek on the chat, as they won the match, my grandfather, God rest his soul, would be so proud to see how far luchadors are getting in the wrestling business today. Even though my grandfather was a heel, he would be like, wow, the luchador name is getting further out than I ever thought of it. That's what he probably would have said. Like
the storytelling in that match was unbelievable. How they had the shoes with the thumbtacks on it, absolutely great. You know, the way everything was in that match and how everything was laid out was absolutely awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And other than that, like the Sasha against Becky against Charlotte when they like main event at WrestleMania and then the new belt was given. I think that's also a favorite of mine, I would say.
I think my favorite match from last year would have to be Ibushi versus Jay White from Wrestle Kingdom. It's probably one of my favorites. Yeah.
Oh, I loved his. That was when Jay White did like the 10-15 minutes promo afterwards, right?
I think it was like that match went 45 minutes. I think it went.
Mm-hmm.
The match went 45 minutes. It was a main event Wrestle Kingdom last year. This wasn't this year's. This was last year. So.
Yeah, but I'm referring to there's like this Jay White promo where then he's like sitting in the press conference and he's ranting on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and he's like,
yes, that is gold. I was like, yes.
It's like I couldn't do it. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna quit. And then he came back like 2 or 3 weeks later. Gold. Such a heel. Such a heel. Right there.
It's on his time, not on your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Here we go. So, is there any advice that has anybody's given to you in the wrestling business or in your family that you've like, yeah, I'll do that. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that.
I'm sure there's a bunch. But one of the main things that stuck with me is Maria de la Rosa. She's a Spanish wrestler, and I was helping out at the time at Rings of Europe in Austria at an event, and I was just coming up and like into the business, and I asked her like what are her thoughts, what is her advice, and she told me, Michelle, you gotta believe in yourself. Only if you believe in yourself are you gonna make it, and if you don't believe in yourself, then why should anybody else? And that has really stuck with me. That's a really good one. And otherwise in my life, I always think where there's a will, there's a way, and you need to make things happen because life doesn't happen to you. You need to make your own luck. So I'm very driven and a goal getter, and that's the mottos that I live by, I would say. Yes.
That's a good motto to live by. I think so myself.
Because like there's only one life in the end, and I think more so now with these times that we find ourselves in. For me, it like more like accelerated my decision to quit my job and go into pro wrestling full time, because I was like, you know what, life is short, so you might as well do what you like and what makes you happy. And yes, that's what I live by. So focus on happiness and also tell your loved ones that you love them. I think that's very important.
Always.
Yeah.
You always got to do that.
So where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, you'd say?
Like for wrestling, I've been planning like 2 to 3 months at a time. So hopefully in 5 years, I would say that by that time I've been signed by a major company to be a full-time wrestler. Yes, I take it at a time. So my next goal is to have more matches, gain more experience, and to have exposure on national US television.
Definitely.
That's my next goal.
So being in America, have you been watching any other indie promotions on YouTube and like taking notes on anybody else that you want to really wrestle on the independent wrestling scene?
Oh, there's a billion, but when I was in Texas, of course, I was helping out with Mission Pro Wrestling, which I can only strongly encourage everyone to watch. They have a fantastic roster, great matches. There's actually on the 29th is their next show in Conroe, Texas. And yes, that's definitely a goal of mine to get to work for Mission Pro Wrestling. And so there's so many talented female wrestlers out there that I'd love to share the ring with.
Yeah, Mission Pro is amazing. They're just developing talent like left and right now. So, like the indie scene right now.
So I've trained with Maddie Rankowski and with Jasmine Allure. Then now here more locally, I mean, Kenzie Page would be a wonderful opponent. Interesting challenge. I think also Miranda Gordy is a very fascinating talent. And the list goes. It's a long list. There's a lot of talented female wrestlers out there.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get in touch with Miranda Gordy for such a long time, but she's a busy person, so it's hard to get it. This as I get sometimes I get like, oh man, we're never gonna get them on the podcast. I think about it with them with their busy schedules, we'll get them one day.
Yeah, and also it's always a mix of things. I think we all get sometimes the moment where like, oh, look, this is my goal. Look how far it is to go. But then you also need to like snap out of it and be like, but look where I started and look where I am now. Where I was back then, I would be hella proud of where I am now. And be like, okay, now get it work.
Exactly.
We have this plan, me and Geek, that we're not going to just take it all. We're not going to take the bowl and eat all the ice cream at first. We're just going to take it one step at a time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because when you asked me about like 5-10 years, like, I mean, the most important thing to me is that I'm happy then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then how we get there, I think we have this... perhaps this fairy tale dreaming, or like maybe we're taught in like our teen years that life is super linear. You learn this, then you stick with that. Then if you work hard enough, you get to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. Like it's all very linear, right? And everything can be planned. Even more so, by the way, in Swiss culture. Swiss culture is very planning ahead, which I also used to be, by the way. Now I'm just like, 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm doing in 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah. All right. So where can people find you? Exactly.
Give me a second. So thanks for your patience.
It's okay.
People can find me at I'm Michelle Green on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'm always very excited for anybody who wants to come along on my journey as a wrestler. As I said, many matches coming up. Currently in the US visiting, and just excited for what's ahead. Definitely. And like you guys, pumping out all of these podcasts. I mean, you've got so many podcasts lined up that I've seen. I'm a hard worker, and you got to work hard, you got to work smart, and things will happen.
And it's funny also you opened up International Week, so International Weekend. So there you go.
International Weekend, not week.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Open it up with Michelle. Why not?
Do you have any upcoming shows also, or?
Yes, we do. We have the February 5th one that's in for Tennessee Championship Wrestling. It's actually our biggest show yet, and we're going to have Jerry Lawler is also going to be there. Scott Trotty is also going to be there on that card. So we're just setting up the storylines for that now. So you will just have to be glued to that one. And I'm looking to do some work also with KFW and Imperial Pro Wrestling here in Tennessee in the coming months. So, yes. Definitely follow me, and obviously, if you can, come out to see me live, because it's the best
There's
way.
another one in Tennessee that I don't know if you heard of. Geek, what's that one? The other one in Tennessee.
Crap! Don't put me on the spot right now. All right.
Sorry, Geek.
Oh, there's so many different promotions.
There's so many promotions, but you know.
Yes.
But
it's a very exciting time in a wrestling world that is flourishing, and so yes. Great time to pursue my passion.
Yeah.
What would you say the biggest advice somebody ever gave you is?
I think mostly like the ones that I'd already mentioned. I think those are very good ones. Like believing in yourself, but like overall, I think you can just summarize it in like follow your passion and follow your happiness. And The one that I'm following by right now is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So gotta try things out. Gotta knock on doors because the only way you're gonna get a yes is if you ask.
Yep.
Because you don't, the answer is always no. So
Always.
And
I think
Armada,
that's
Armada has to have any pets?
Do you have any pets? Unfortunately, not currently. We used to have actually 2 cats when I was growing up, and my hubby used to have a dog. And so I think like down the road we're definitely gonna get a dog. But currently, there's no pet. Yes. How about you guys? Do you have some pets?
I have a fish. We have a
Okay.
fish.
What's his name?
His name's Alita, like the movie.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
remember that.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend, we have a fish, so his name's Alita. So
But it's also a game, right?
it's I think it's a graphic novel actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Joe?
I have a wiener dog named Dexter Morgan.
Oh.
He
Wait,
is-
he has like the character.
yes, yes. Which character do you mean?
So what, he sneaks up on you, or?
Oh yes, that Dexter. Dexter. Yes, his name is Dexter Morgan, and he's named after the serial killer. But I say he's a lady killer, a happy, bubbly lady killer.
So do you just run across the park and you're like, Dexter Morgan, you come over here?
Yes, that's Dexter sleeping under the blanket.
Oh, he looks adorable.
Yes.
There's actually while I'm here, I'm sharing a flat with a roommate, and she actually has a small dog. It's called Percy, and Percy's very adorable. He's like this big. Yes. So I get some spending time with him. And when I was in Mexico too, the family I was staying at a close friend's house, and they also had 2 dogs. So yes, I grew up with cats, and now the last year it's been all but dogs.
All these dogs. Ah.
Yeah. No, it's adorable.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you so much for coming on our podcast, by the way. You've been awesome, you know?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, I listened to like the one with Kelsey I had. I listened a bit to the one with Stella and with Marina Tucker. I think would also be excited to share a ring with her.
Oh my god, I can picture you two being a stable, or you could be like her manager. You'd be her mouth. You could be like her Paul Heyman. You could be the one talking. Tucker.
I'm sure she can talk too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Joe.
I mean, I listened to the podcast. It was very entertaining. So
yeah, she was awesome, by the way.
There's another wrestler.
You're awesome too.
CCW is also an entertaining promotion that I'd love to work with.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. There is a promotion in Washington, D.C. called CCW. Their logo is like a shield, like a
Oh, yeah. The Renegade Twins and Killian King go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think like CCW seems to be like a super common abbreviation. So I think like you need to be specific. But in this case, I know which one you mean. Yes.
They have one in Copenhagen too.
Oh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking and we told it. I don't know if you know Pete Phoenix or he was on our podcast. He was on our podcast. He's I think Denmark he's from.
Okay.
And
so that's a very nice place too.
Yeah, he was like saying, "Oh yeah," he's like, "There's another CCW." I'm like, "Yeah, there's a couple of them actually. There's like 2 or 3 of them in the States."
Yeah, for sure. That's probably just the ones we have on the map.
Yeah.
And then, so
many different places that Michelle Green can go and conquer.
Yes. I mean, like with so many languages that I speak, I can make any place my home. So.
Yep.
So anyway, we want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We hope you come back in the future.
We would love to have you come back.
In the future.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
No problem.
We
will.
I'm glad the internationals could get together.
Yes. We would like to thank Michelle Green for coming on the podcast. I'm Joe Panther III.
Metal Geek.
And see you guys on the next one.